Oh, my back itch. My back been itching for the last 2 days. So we streaming live from my Antoine regular Facebook page, from my business page, and my Nothing But Nuggets group, as well as, most importantly, my YouTube channel, because they're the ones that cut the check. So, yeah, let's let a few people get logged on. I'll do my introduction as usual. Um, and I've been doing this Nothing But Nuggets show on video like this, but it's actually supposed to be transcribed into a podcast. Do me a favor, you got an iPhone, right?
I can't hear.
You can't hear me? Do me a favor. You got an iPhone?
I'm on it.
Hold on. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Nothing But Nuggets show. Got your guy Antoine Campbell, the one and only. Right. I got a special guest today. You guys with these iPhones kill me with this iPhone. Every time I have somebody on the iPhone, it's an issue. So when she comes back on, I'm gonna have her put her iPhone on Do Not Disturb. Do me,
That's how I do it.
hey
Okay.
Brandy, do me a favor.
All right.
Yeah, add your iPhone to Do Not Disturb, because what's gonna happen is every time you get a ring or a notification, it's gonna take the sound away. You got
Okay.
an iPhone?
Yes. Can you
Yeah,
hear
that's
me?
what it is.
Oh, hey.
Yeah, I can hear
I'm
you. You
back
good?
on. Okay.
Let me share this real
All
quick. A
right. I
couple
think
of
I'm good
places.
to go.
Do me a favor, guys. Drop your comments. Let me know where you watching the show from. Represent where you from. Drop your comments. Any questions that you have pertaining to, you know, Brandy. She's a realtor. Her specialization is she represents a lot of buyers that's looking to buy, primarily, I think, first time home buyers. So if you're still in the market or interested in buying, or if you're a flipper trying to figure out how to work around your house that you got to sell, Brandi is definitely the person that could be able to help us answer some questions. We're going to be talking about some COVID-19 stuff. We're going to be talking about being a self-employed and how you're doing things to survive. We're going to be talking about a whole bunch of things. So let's get this show underway. I had Brandi on my grandma's show when I was doing that. That was a pretty run. That was an awesome show. But as you know, shows are not meant to last forever. They have their seasons and their purpose. But I couldn't do the Nothing But Nuggets without bringing Brandi back on. So introduce yourself, Brandi. Let everybody know who you are and what you do.
I think you did a really good introduction for me. My name is Brandi Turner, and I'm with HomeSmart Realty based out of Bowie, Maryland. Um, I specialize in REO, buyers, sellers, first time home buyers, second time home buyers, anything under the real estate umbrella.
Awesome, awesome. So what got you started in real estate? Like, how did you end up being a realtor out of all things in the world?
Huh. How did I end up being a realtor? I've always had an interest in real estate. Since I was pretty young, I took my first crack at real estate when I was 19 years old. And of course, that didn't work out. Like, who's going to let a 19-year-old sell them a house, right? Um, and I came to the DMV. I saw how robust the market was, and I decided to kind of jump back in and, see what I can make from it. Um, One of the greater things that I like to focus on is socioeconomic development in my community, in the community that I dwell in. So I do get a good amount of satisfaction, from helping first time home buyers and walking people through the process.
So let's jump into that in details. Like, what is social economic development?
That's basically, growth within financial growth within my community.
Right.
Teaching, my community how to get unearned income, passive income, the value of real estate, and how important it is to own land and not just inanimate objects like cars and shoes and and nice things. Um, Real estate is one of those things you can't make more land,
I
as
agree.
what
I
scarcity.
agree.
Hmm.
I think more people, if they knew, they would kind of hop on the real estate bandwagon. More people think that working a job is their financial freedom. You work a job, you put your money in 401k, and 40 years later, you set for life for the next 15 years when you turn 65. So what is your take in someone looking to be a homeowner? What are some precautions they should focus on? Whether that's paying down debt, that's eliminating some medical bills, or what is your take on to the pre-qualification stage?
As far as excuse me, I'm sorry. As far as pre-qualification goes, they changed a lot of things as far as FHA guidelines are concerned for loans. But the first thing you want to have, you need at least a 620 credit score in it right now, which has gone up from a 580. And we can get into why those things happen at a later date. But first, you want to have a 620 credit score. I think right now is the time to start to repair your credit, especially since, this whole COVID-19 thing. A lot of people are out of the office. If they don't respond to your dispute within 30 days, it's off your credit, So the best time to start is now. You also want to work on your debt to income ratio, and that's your spending, the things that you have listed on your credit report. So if you make $2,000 every, a month, just for example, and you have a $500 car note, that's not going to get you much home, right? So you want to start paying items down. You want to start paying down those credit cards.
I think we lost Brandy for a second. She out here trying to come back in. Sorry, guys. Give me a second while I fix this live. Hold on. Let me minimize it. Let me try to bring her back in. I think her phone died. But listen, so let's kind of touch on this. If you're interested in buying a house, the number one thing you should be focusing on is repairing your credit, right? I personally self-repaired my credit. My credit went from a 480 up to a 707. I think it's probably like 715 now. There's a few things I gotta tighten up on my credit. Once I take care of that, I think I can get it to around 750. I never in my life seen nothing past a 600 credit score. So for me to get to a 707 is an accomplishment within itself. Why do I want good credit? Because as I move on into my future and I start to take on bigger deals and surround myself around bigger people, I want to be able to be financiable in a way that I can do bigger deals, right? Apartment deals, hotel deals, um, start building my net worth. You get what I'm saying? My personal net worth. I don't have any debt. So guys, if you are in a situation where um, you know, you are constantly buying stuff, taking out loans, taking out this, getting credit cards, getting store cards, going to Walmart, applying for credit, like that is going to hurt you in the long run. And that's why a lot of the people that in COVID-19 are struggling financially because maybe their personal income is okay, but maybe since they lost their job and since they lost their job, they don't have any active income coming in. They have to still pay these credit card obligations, these installment loans, these car notes, student loans, all of this debt, right? I'm not really a big fan of bad debt. I like good debt. I have over $1 million plus in loans. That's good debt as far as like my companies, but as far as bad debt that don't make me money or give me a return on my investment. I don't like it. So for me personally, I don't have any debt. Like people look at me. One of my lenders say, "Why you don't own a house?" And I was like, "Cause it's not the house that I want. So why would I pay for something that I'm not happy with? I go ahead and pay my landlord a little $18,000, $20,000 a year just for convenience because I can pick up and move at the end of the day. Let's answer some of these questions real quick while we get Brandi back on the line. Question: creative suggestions for wholesalers to work with real estate agents. Listen, I work with several real estate agents, and I'm telling you, real estate agents are gold if you know how to pick the right ones. You need a real estate agent that's savvy. You need a real estate agent that has a sense of urgency, and you need a real estate agent that has the ability to listen and the willingness to learn. They want to learn more than they teach. So approach your real estate agent by here go Brandi right here. Approach your real estate agent by offering them an opportunity to make a little more than what they're making. Always make yourself to be the opportunities person to the point you're bringing nothing but value to the situation. You with your phone died, Brandi?
No, my phone did not die.
Oh,
I've lost reception. Hey,
oh wow.
everybody. Sorry.
So okay, yeah.
Sorry.
So let's go back to what you were saying. I'm gonna hold it down for you while you was gone. But go ahead. You was talking
Appreciate it.
about yes,
I mean, I was just talking about credit repair, and the common sense approach to credit repair. If you have that thing that you can't get off of your credit, whether it's a bankruptcy or, something with a regular creditor, now will be the time to go ahead and start disputing those things because people are working from home. And you know what your work ethic is when you're working from home. And some people aren't working at all. So, yeah.
right, right. So someone asked, Paul, let's get into some questions real quick. I ain't gonna hold you long today. Should I buy a house right now, or should I wait to see how the market responds to COVID-19?
Well, housing is always a necessity. Do I think that the market is going to absolutely crash? I don't think that the market is going to crash, let alone the DMV market. I'm not really sure what city you're in, Paul. But I will say this: if you do purchase a house, you purchase your house wisely. If you're purchasing a house out of necessity, I say go for it. But just because you get a $500,000 pre-approval doesn't mean that you buy a $500,000 home right now. You might want to buy a $350,000 home or a $400,000 home. At this point, purchasing is always better than renting. So, it's based on your need and what you need right now.
I agree. And about the COVID-19, what is your take on like the whole COVID-19 situation, and what should people be doing right now uh, to help themselves get through whatever situations they're going through?
First thing I'll say, I'll take off my realtor hat and I'll say prayer. Definitely prayer. Preparation, saving money. We don't know, we don't know how long this thing is going to last. But just preparation, saving, find your peaceful, happy place. I have been I've been quarantining for about 6 weeks now. And, just finding my space. I do the necessities of my job and I go back inside. Um, that's the
Hold on, what
best
you
advice
just
I
say?
could give. What?
I thought I heard something. Maybe I'm tripping.
What you thought I said?
I thought you said I used to be looking sexy at my job. I was like, what?
I said I do the necessity at my job. I do that too.
Oh, okay,
Okay. No, I'm just joking. But no, I do the necessities to my job.
okay.
But for the most part, I keep myself inside. I protect myself and I protect my family. And I want, everyone else to do the same and take this as serious as it really is.
So the person right now who has enough money to pay their bills, but they just hearing that, hey, I don't have to pay my bills right now. What is your advice to the person who may have 12 months worth of savings in their account? Should they start spending their savings to continue to pay their bills, or should they say, forget everybody, I'm not paying nothing until I figure out what's next?
A little bit of both. It depends on your ability to pay. But what you don't want to do is come out of a pandemic in a worse situation than what you went in, right?
Right.
Um, I would take the steps to keep my credit straight. If you're not paying your rent right now, I sincerely don't believe that, the Maryland state courts are going to open up and they're going to evict everybody on the same day. I think that Governor Hogan has put enough things in place to protect us, from a financial standpoint, from a housing standpoint, from a health standpoint, to where I don't think, a lot of people are really, afraid of what's going to happen when all this is over. But I wouldn't not pay my credit card bill. I wouldn't not pay my rent if I could. Um, I would keep everything on the up and up. Like, you want to come out of this stronger than you were when you went in.
Yeah, to piggyback on that, I think that if you can pay your credit card bills, pay them. My thing is,
Hmm.
since you're quarantined in the house, extra surplus money that you were spending should be enough money that you can pay whatever outstanding obligations that you have. Because if I'm stuck in the house, let's face it, I don't know about you, but if you do the math, I spend about $50 to $80 a day on eating out because I'm never home,
Yep.
between me and my family. And that adds up. So if I'm not gone for 30 days, that's enough to literally pay an entire bill. So I just think that now, you have to make cautious decisions. Every little dollar I get now, I throw right in my savings account. And I play broke right now. I'm playing broke. I ain't got it. The reason is because as an entrepreneur, you don't know when your next meal coming. Uh, I don't have the luxury to go downtown and claim unemployment like other people who had a W-2 job. So how important to you is savings, and does savings even come into play when qualifying for a loan? Do they look at the amount of liquid you have, or that doesn't really matter?
So, good question, and it's kind of I'm going to get a little bit technical with you guys, but as far as like subprime loans, like a FHA loan is what you call a subprime loan. And it is subprime because your potentials for paying it back would be a little less than if you were doing a regular conventional loan or putting down more than 3.5%.
Right.
Okay, FHA loans 3.5% down. Everything else is between 5 and 20. So if you are a 620 credit score, you can do FHA, right? But what they've done to protect the market is they put overlays. So instead of being able to purchase at a 50% debt to income ratio, they brought it down to 43%. But if you're a 680 credit score, you can purchase at, I want to say it maybe 52% debt to income ratio, which means that you can purchase more house, but you have to have 3 months of reserves in your savings. So you have to have 3 months of your mortgage in your savings, and it can't be a gift. Okay, it
Yeah,
has to be money that's in your savings account. So it does matter. It matters depending on what results you're trying to get with your mortgage.
that's good to know. And does, like, since a lot of stuff is being put on hold, does the student loans count against your DTI or debt to income?
Yes, your student loans do count in your debt to income ratio. You can, if you put your student loans on hold, in some cases, some lenders won't count that in your debt to income ratio. But again, due to COVID-19, like each lending institution have their own underwriting guidelines. So it's going to vary from bank to bank.
Right, right. So let's play Genie, right? I usually say I'm not a genie, but
Oh
let's play
God.
Genie. 18, 18
Okay.
months, 18 months from now, where do you think everybody will be with COVID-19?
18 months from now, if y'all would stay in the house, okay, and stop wasting my quarantine time. All right. But 18 months from now, I think that we're just going to have a completely different outlook on what's important. Um, I think that things are going to go back to normal. I think that as far as real estate is concerned, I think the market is going to stay the same. People are still going to need housing. I think a lot of people are realizing how small their house actually is right now.
Right.
So I think there's going to be, some type of influx. I think people are going to get back to work, and we're going to keep it moving. I think that, outside of obvious leadership issues, I think that we do have a strong country that's built on vaccines and medicines. So they're going to find something, to combat this thing so we can get back to normal.
Yeah, I was talking
But I'm
to
not a genie.
someone last night on the phone, and I was explaining to him like I never in my life seen nothing like this where everybody's walking around with masks on. It almost like we're a third world country. Like I can't fathom like
Hmm.
we got masks on, we got gloves on, and there's something that in the air that you can't see or nothing, but you wake up the next morning and you can't breathe. Like that to me, that is crazy. So that's why if you see now the Nothing But Nuggets, I'm literally in my truck every episode. I'm not sitting in no office nowhere. I'm not nowhere. I got to be stuck in my truck. I would be in the house, but the kids, man, they make too much noise, so I'm stuck doing this stuff in my truck. So,
Likewise.
so yeah. So, what are some advice
Yeah,
you can give
I'm
people?
not playing with it.
What's some advice you can give people that's currently financially struggling? What are some resources, maybe some community resources, that they can go and get some financial help?
I do know that Cornerstone Church in Bowie, Maryland, they're doing a lot of donations. They do have a food pantry. They've been really, really solid within the community. There are a lot of local churches that are doing things. If you go to the PG County website, if you're in Prince George's County, you can find different resources there. Um, Another thing that I thought was kind of funny that I saw on Facebook, in a group, is that some people don't know that they don't, you know, have to, pay rent and utilities right now. And I just think, as long as you have your lights on and you have food in your refrigerator, just stand still, put your health first, and figure everything else out later. Like, we're going to bounce back.
Yeah, because the whole rent thing. Here's my take on it. Right, even if
Hmm.
even if you start evicting people, right? I'm just looking at it from a real estate investor standpoint. If you start evicting people, now you have vacancies, right? Now you have to spend money to get these properties market ready and lease back up. And who's to say that you're going to find a qualified tenant that isn't as qualified as your last tenant? They just went through some things to
Hmm.
figure this out. So for me, looking at it from a business standpoint, some of you guys got to get ready to take this hot L. If I know Miss Barber been paying on time for 3 years and she lost her job to a virus that no one seen coming, do you work with Miss Barber and making sure she got employment and she can pay again, and just chop your losses for a month or 2 months worth of rent? You was gonna get that month or 2 month out anyway as a moving special, to get another person in. Or do you just say, forget it, I'm putting everybody out and hopefully I can get it leased up?
I mean, you're going to get the same people that didn't pay rent at their last property. So you're going to end up with the same tenants with different faces.
Yeah,
Like, I
that's what I'm
don't,
trying to figure out. Cause I
yeah.
see a bunch of my landlord friends. I don't know if they on Facebook just talking just to hear themselves talk, or they legitimately think that when I put these good quality tenants out, mysteriously, I'm going to bypass all the other tenants we got put out from other places and get better tenants. Like I just can't see it. I can't see it happening.
No, not at all. I mean, I think right now is just like the time for just understanding and compassion. I think
Right.
that God put the whole world on timeout for a reason. Like, we in timeout, y'all. Okay?
Yeah.
And some of y'all keep hopping out of timeout, and every time you hop out, you got to go back in there longer. So we need you
Like
guys
like
to
like
stay in the
I
house. But
honestly tell people like while you got all this extra downtime, work on some things that you've been putting off for years, right? Like for me, like
mhm.
I ain't ashamed to admit I went out and got me a therapist. I'm in therapy right now. Like it's the best decision I made. Like the quality of my marriage is getting better. The ability of me being an effective father is getting better. The way I run my business is separate the business and the marriage. Listen, if you out there an entrepreneur and you stressed, man, go talk to somebody. Because I predict in the next 24 months, suicide rates are going up. I'm not saying I was crazy or anything, but I had to go talk to somebody. Suicide rates are going up. People gonna go through some depression, and things are going to get really bad for the mental health community. So, as another influencer slash entrepreneur, I'm encouraging anybody that's struggling to go talk to someone. And if you can't afford a therapist, there are programs out there that you can go see. There's an online platform like BetterHelp.com. They have a bunch of licensed therapists. I think you pay like 160 a month. That's what I pay. I'm always big on having fixed costs. Okay, what does it cost me? Cool, so I can add into my budget. Um, and I'm telling you, like that's one thing most people are not talking about right now: mental health. Imagine losing your job that you've been loyal to for 18 years plus. That's all you know, right? That's all you know. And then all of a sudden, it's not even your boss' fault or your job fault. A virus come out of nowhere, and now you fighting for unemployment, hoping that you get your claim answered. And now you got children to take care, and bills are being piled up. I can't. That's a lot of mental stress.
It is. It is. It is. Especially if it's a catch 22. You
Hmm.
know, yes, mental stress across the board. I was going to say, if you've been broke before, you know how to handle it, but then that creates a level of anxiety because you've, you know, built yourself up so that you don't go through certain things and to not be in control of your environment.
Right.
And I'll be honest with you, like that's what it is for me. Like I can't control anything around me, and if most people know I'm a control freak. There's I can't control anything around me. I can't control my circumstances. I can't control my finances. The only thing I can do is have a seat and wait until I come out of timeout. And mental health is really important in a time like this. And you know I'll say one thing that has been the most valuable to me is a time that I get to spend with my son. And I'll be completely transparent, like getting to like really know him, you
Right.
know, outside of just raising him, getting to know him and seeing those little things that I need to tweak and I need to change and those things that I need to nurture and really understanding what type of human being I'm putting out here into the world.
Right.
And I think we should all, take a step back and, let our little humans, because they're gonna have to deal with whatever comes after this corona.
I agree.
Their next generation.
I
Hmm.
agree. And the reason is we move so fast that we don't even have time to really understand that spending time with your children is a blessing. You shouldn't take things like that lightly or for granted, right? So this gives you time
Hmm.
to reappreciate everything that you just look at. Oh, it's there. I get to it when I get to it. So for me, like,
Yeah.
I mean, I ain't cook on the stove this much in the history of mankind that I've been living. Like, I've been cooking every day, and I like to cook on the grill. So this is the time that it gave me time to cook on. I went through two big ass bags of King's Forge charcoal. That should have lasted me for at least 2 3 months. I went through that in like a week and a half. And that's because like we at home spending time. I'm able to teach my children. They like, hey daddy, how you cook on the grill? So I'm literally, hey, this is what you do, this how you do. Season this for me. This is why I use this seasoning. It's a pleasure to show your children the things you know and to pass down wisdom. Whether it's cooking, whether it's baking, whether it's teaching them the family business, whether it's talking about your grandma that you probably don't have anymore. Like it's crazy the small things that people don't appreciate anymore.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I can definitely contest to that. Yeah, I'm
Oh,
enjoying it a little bit. I've been. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
nah, go ahead. I was about to say, so what's your? Cause I'm gonna get you a ball for you real fast. I know you got things to do. What's your game plan moving forward? Like, what are some things that you think that we should put in place to, I guess, insulate us from an event happening like this again? It's going to happen. It's the matter when it's going to happen, what are some things that you think that we should be doing to kind of insulate us from being able to take a hot L like this again?
That's a tough one. Um, I can say save, but money doesn't mean anything right now. Like money's
Right,
not going to get us out of the situation that we're in. You know, I can't give a clear and precise answer for that. But one thing you said is, see who's out here making money. This is a time to transform your business. Like we're never going to do business the same.
oh no, even
Business
in the
is
real estate
never
world, like
going to be
virtual closings and virtual showings
no.
is going to be a thing that's going to stick around forever, I think.
Yep, never again. And you got to keep up with the times. You have to get into technology. If you're not a technology savvy person, I suggest that you step into technology. If you've been a brick and mortar business for 30 years, it's time to step out of that and figure out, um, you know, what you can do to keep up with the times and how you can keep money in your pocket. How can you advance your craft? One of the most dangerous things we could do is business owners is to continue to do the same things over and over again and not have any growth, right?
Right,
Because the absolute moment that one aspect of your business changes or the environment changes, you end up in a situation like this. So keep up with the times. Everything is about to be virtual. What can you do? If there's nothing you can do in your business that's virtual, I suggest you find another business. I
right.
suggest you start doing your research and surround yourself with people that can provide those avenues.
But
Whether it's building an app, whether it's, I don't know,
but but
whatever it
but,
is
but
you're into.
here's the crazy thing, sis. There's so many businesses that you can create with little to no money virtually that I don't think right now it should be Netflix and chill. I think right now it should be studying and bouncing back. I think that's what the move should be.
Yep.
Like me, I'm working on two new businesses that I'm not allowed to speak on because my wife don't want me to speak on it. And I'm telling you, it's a necessity business. Like people must have it. And it's crazy when I sat back and think like, man, I've been knew about this and I've been wanting to do this, but now this pandemic showed me that this business is a necessity and that I could have been pissing millions years ago if I would have just followed my common sense. But me trying to, be
Right.
complicated, it's sometimes it's the common sense things that makes you the most money, and I feel like an idiot, but I'm very aware of it. Uh, thank God I tapped into the VAs because now I'm able to get labor at a rate that makes sense for me. And we're about to move forward with it. So hopefully in the next 90 days it'll be off the ground. I still won't speak on it. You won't even know I own it. I won't even put my face on it. I'm not putting my name on anything because I don't want the devil himself to sabotage my blessings, right? I learned that sometimes in life you can't speak on things because then it will be taken away from you. LaShawn used to tell me this all the time, like, tell God what you want and he'll show you something else, or tell God what you want and he'll give you something else. She told me something of that sort. And I'm learning that the more I talk about things, the more it become a reality, but the more enemies I create, the more challenges I go through, the more people want to see me fail, the more people hope and pray that I do bad. And I realize that sometimes talking about things isn't the best option.
You know what? I will say this, Antoine. I have definitely seen your growth.
I appreciate it.
And, bruh, can't nobody step on your toes, Antoine. We had
I know that.
that
I know that. But
conversation we had.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Can't nobody step on your toes, Antoine. And I want to say salute to you because you have really grown and transformed your business and into something that I'm sure you couldn't even foresee yourself. And,
I,
I'm proud of you. Like, I'm proud of you. Every time I see your face pop up, every time I see you, I told you, you've been in the mouths of people that's been in the game way longer than you. But I
it's
told
crazy.
you,
But you know,
you've been.
I try not to worry about that type of stuff, right? Because that's not my. I don't feel like even you hear me the other day, like, hey, who am I, man? I don't care. Like, Let them say whatever they
That's
want. Let them
progress,
talk.
though.
Yeah,
That's progress. If you
yeah,
can get their attention, then that says something about you.
right.
If people can, and just in general, if people can take the energy to speak on you or to sabotage you or hate on you, that says something about you. And to God always be the glory, but you got to keep doing what you're doing. And speak it into existence. Like you said, I know whatever it is, it's going to be super big. I got something in my pocket as well that I feel you. I can't talk about it. I need non-disclosure agreements all day. you
Man,
know
I need all
and
that non-disclosures. Like it's to the point like the LLC not even gonna be incorporated nowhere in America. Like I gotta take it outside of America and then get a. It's crazy what we about to do. And I pray to God, like if God bless me with this, and I got the strength to do the work. But if He bless me with the will how and the leadership and everything I need to get this off the ground, children's children will never have to worry. I will break the financial curse that
amen,
we've been going through, and that's all I want to do, you know. And I don't
amen,
really speak too much on that type of stuff because people take it the wrong way and stuff. But I want to break the curse. I want to be able to be talked about for the next 100 years, just like the Rockefellers and the Vanderbilts, and we still writing stories about them. We still doing uh, uh, TV movies and stuff about them. So I want to be that same person. I want to be a innovator. I want to be a pioneer for my children's children.
and that's what you're doing. You have a solid backbone. You have a solid backbone, like LaShawn, like that's
Oh
your
yeah,
hitter.
yeah.
And
She,
i
she
love i love seeing y'all together.
people don't know she been in the background calling the shots for real. I'm just the face on things, but
Oh yeah.
she the real boss. She the
Oh
real boss.
yeah.
She the king. I call her
Yeah,
kingpin. She the
I
real
can't wait to
kingpin.
see. Yeah, she an OG, triple OG.
Don't let them pretty teeth
I
fool you.
I can't.
Don't let them pretty teeth fool you.
Yeah, look, I can't wait to see your love and wholesaling um thing that you guys are doing.
Man, it's going to be
What is it,
bananas.
love and wholesale?
Yeah, it's going to be. So the concept is just basically me and her talking about how we doing real estate together, the merge concept. Because one thing I noticed is people are good at like one thing at a time. You rarely can find people that work together and still maintain their marriage. Like a lot of people I know who did business together that was together, they end up getting a divorce or vice versa. The business ended up failing, but they chose to keep their marriage. It's hard to find someone that you can love and trust and make money with, smack on the butt and still be happy, right? That's a wonderful combination. So I can't wait to start
That's dope.
shooting that stuff, man. I just signed a deal with a publishing company where I'm going to be professionally managed. I can't really officially announce that until that company decides to push it out. So it's going to be crazy.
Okay,
Life is a blessing, man, and I'm gonna just keep riding the wave, man. I'm gonna ride it to God say, hey, no more.
man, stay solid. We're gonna get through this. We're gonna get
So
through
is
this,
there
and we're
anything
gonna
you
come
want to
out.
leave anybody with? Is there any words of wisdom or anything you want to leave anybody with?
Just stay down, folks. We're gonna come out of this. Stay prayed up. Protect your mental health. Protect your sanity. Be smart. Stay in the house. Protect your family. Don't be out here and don't be a fool. Um, you know, African Americans are taking this really, really hard as far as this COVID-19 thing goes, and we gotta try twice as hard, to
I
stay
agree.
safe. And yeah, I see a light at the end of the tunnel. I don't know if you guys do. There's not to get too deep, because like you said, people don't want to hear it, but I think that there's about to be a switch in the universe.
Oh yeah, I agree.
I think it's some things, yeah, that's bigger than us that's going on, and you just stay down. And when it's over, you know, walk out of it and be okay, be better than you were when you went in.
I agree. I agree. So my man Q said, Anto, I'm looking to do a JV deal with you. I need your guidance. Can you help me? Yes, I do JV deals with people. It got to make sense. Your numbers got to be on point. If your numbers not on point, no worry. we can always go back and renegotiate with you for the seller. Reach out to me directly on my Facebook or my Instagram. And if it makes sense, we'll help you. We work with a bunch of people now. So anybody out there who got a deal that need help with, just reach out to us, and I try my best to help you. On that note, I appreciate you, Brandy. Thank you so much. Every time I see you, you make me smile like a kid in the candy shop. So I just want to leave
Oh, oh,
because you
I'm sorry.
genuine. You remind me of my wife. You genuine. You straight to the point. You shoot from the hip. You don't. It ain't no fluff. You speak your piece and that's it.
Thank you
So
kindly.
I like that. But tomorrow, guys, I'm gonna have what's tomorrow? Thursday. I'm gonna have Mark Evans DM on the show. If you don't know who that is, look him up. He's an awesome guy. I've been following him for years. A lot of the stuff that I do in my business derived from his theory of business, right? Virtual, stop overworking yourself, delegate out stuff. Like all of that stuff came from Mark. So I reached out to him, and without a doubt, he said yes, he'd do the show. So look out for that episode. It's going to be crazy. We're going to talk about mindset and entrepreneurship, and we're going to talk about the magician versus the mule. Like I'm reading the book is dope. Like I've been following that strategy for a while, and I literally on all the fake hard work and delegate that stuff out and just focus on the good stuff I'm good at. So someone asked me, do you have coaching? I don't do coaching. I'm not your coach, right? I got a shirt to say I'm not your mentor. I'm your plug. I don't have it on today, but this shirt says sign here. We're gonna start making this available on my YouTube channel. But what I will say is, if you are looking for consulting, if you're looking for something similar to mentoring, it's just not mentoring. Reach out to me. I have an awesome product. It's for 10 months. You can reach out to me. We can set up times to chat. I can help you with your deals. I can give you the resources that I have. It's for one flat fee. It's not for everybody. So if you want to reach out, DM me, and I can get you some of that information to you. So appreciate you, Brandy. We got to do something again. I figured something out how to get you back on, but I always love how you keep it 100, and I appreciate that. Thank you. All right, peace. I catch you later. So appreciate y'all, man. Do me a favor, if you're on YouTube, please subscribe to my channel so these people continue to write me these checks. I'm just joking. But if you're on YouTube, subscribe to the channel. The content is going to get better. And the reason is now I got my videographer on board. I got my editor on board. We're about to really start vlogging. I never really done no vlogs yet. I always did straight teach you things, but I'm ready to start vlogging. I'm ready to start showing you the behind the scenes of what I do, and really start being transparent. So subscribe to my YouTube channel. You won't be disappointed if you're watching this on Facebook. Share it on Facebook. But catch you guys later. See you tomorrow. Remember this: sacrifice now, ball forever. Catch you later.